Dom was in his room late at night, just winding down after a long day. The house was quiet, too quiet, and he was just starting to relax when he noticed something strange. His bedroom door began opening and closing on its own. Hesitant but curious, he grabbed his camera and waited.
Guys, like, what the heck? I'm home alone right now. I'm literally like shaking right now. And my door keeps on moving by itself. There's like no windows open or nothing. And I'm definitely home alone. Like, what the, oh, what the, hello? Hello? Is anybody in here? What in the heck? Hello? I swear, you bet. Hello? You better not be pranking me right now. What the hell? Oh!
The door swung shut again, and Dom quickly got up to see what could be causing it. When he looked, nothing was there. Shaken, he turned back toward the hallway, but then another door down the hall slammed closed. Heart racing, he ran over and opened it, but to his dismay, the bathroom was empty. The house was silent once more, leaving Dom unsettled and unsure of what he had just witnessed. After this, Dom said he spent the rest of the night on edge, constantly checking the doors and considering calling a paranormal expert to figure out what might be haunting his home. The next day, Dom went about his routine, relieved that nothing else had happened. He passed it off as a one-time strange occurrence and tried to convince himself the house was normal. But that night, just as the clock struck midnight, he was jolted awake by a chill running through the room. In the dim moonlight, his camera captured a shadowy figure, half hidden, peeking out from his closet. Its shape was disturbingly human, yet something about it seemed wrong, demonic even. Fear rooted him to the spot for a moment, but adrenaline pushed him to get out of bed and check inside the closet. After it vanished back into the darkness, the space was empty, leaving him shaken and unsure of what he had just witnessed. After this terrifying encounter, Dom said he spent the rest of the night too scared to sleep, constantly glancing at the closet and considering reaching out to a paranormal expert. He admitted the experience left a lingering fear that his house was far from the safe haven it once was, and he began contemplating steps to protect himself from whatever unseen presence seemed to be haunting him. Rosanna was asleep one night, peacefully as ever, when she was abruptly woken by a series of loud, piercing screams that echoed through the house. Groggy and startled, she grabbed her camera to record what was happening.
Gizmo.
The screams were audible first, sharp and chilling, and then her bedroom door began opening on its own. Terrified, she quickly shut it, only for it to swing open again almost immediately. Hesitant but compelled, she stepped out of the room, and that's when something even stranger appeared. A small, black blur in the bottom right corner of the camera frame. The sight was sudden and inexplicable, causing her to stumble back into her room, unsure whether what she saw was a ghost or some other unseen force blocking her path. After this, Rosanna said she felt exhausted and unnerved, unsure if she would ever understand what had visited her that night, and that the experience left her shaken well into the next day. Mykolenko, one of the most skilled ghost hunters out there, had been doing this long enough to know when a location would be bad. This time, he was searching a dark, decrepit house, hoping to secure a payout from a client who wanted proof of paranormal activity. He already suspected the place was haunted, but he didn't expect just how intense it would get.
Резко свет. Все, батарея разряжена. Только включу.
As his camera rolled, a cupboard creaked open just an inch on its own, followed moments later by a cabinet swinging fully open with no one near it. Then, almost as if whatever was in the house was trying to stop him, the battery on his motion detector suddenly died, cutting short what felt like a major paranormal surge. Mykolenko left with undeniable evidence and once again, a satisfied client who paid him in full. Subscribe because Mykolenko will be appearing in future videos. Eiji and his wife were fast asleep when a series of strange noises jolted them awake. At first, they couldn't quite make out what they were hearing, but the more they listened, the more it became chilling. It sounded almost like demonic laughter, mixed with the faint cry of a baby.
Cobalah dicek. Apa? Kan ada apa-apa.
As the camera recorded, the unsettling noises continued before the carpet covering a lamp suddenly got launched away, sending the lamp crashing to the floor. The couple froze, unsure if they should run or investigate. In the aftermath, Eiji said they barely slept that night and have since been debating whether to bring in a paranormal investigator or simply leave the house altogether. They decided against getting an expert because their budget was too low, and for the next few days, nothing out of the ordinary happened. They thought they were safe, but when Eiji went to his boxing gym, things took a terrifying turn.
Nggak ada nyala, Cok. Nggak ada orang.
While hitting the punching bag, he suddenly heard a piano playing from another building. He followed the sound and found the piano playing entirely on its own. As he searched for a possible explanation, a strange noise came from a nearby closet, eerily similar to the laugh from before, sending him running. They are now contacting a priest to deal with whatever is haunting them. Jeff was going about his usual day when he suddenly heard some clattering coming from his kitchen. Curious, he went to check it out, camera in hand.
Just sitting around here waiting for something to clean. Need something to clean. Anything over here? No, nothing in the sink there. How about over here? No, nothing there. Over here? No. People, need something to clean here. Let me take a closer look. Anything down here? No, nothing there. Alright, let me check over here. God, I'm bored! Something to clean, please!
His kitchen tap was moving on its own, twisting and swiveling like it was searching for something to clean. Instead of panicking, Jeff couldn't resist joking about it, narrating the tap with silly voice lines like, "I need something to clean," and mimicking its motions. The comedic energy seemed to affect the situation. After a few more moments of playful banter, the tap stopped moving entirely, as if the spirit had been amused enough to leave. Jeff laughed it off, but remained cautious, keeping a camera nearby in case the kitchen decided to get playful again. The light-hearted approach was enough to end the encounter without needing any outside help. The following video took place in the house of Tommy Wells, and it was terrifying to say the least. He had been experiencing paranormal activity for a period as long as a month at the time of this recording, and it really was beginning to get too much. The things that this spirit was doing could not be written off as torment. This stuff was torture, and the next few videos on this channel are going to prove that, starting with today's. He and his wife set up a camera late one night to see what they would be able to capture, because they had documented their hauntings on YouTube for a while now. Fortunately, the ghost was still happy to showcase its powers in front of a camera.
I'm so glad we went and got this camcorder.
Is it working good?
Yeah, it's working real good.
Good deal. You got good color and everything?
Oh yeah, I like it.
Good deal. Might be one of the best investments we ever made, man. Wish
Oh,
I could
yeah.
we had it in here earlier tonight when all that bullshit was fucking going on.
Yeah, I know, we could have got it on camcorder then.
Had been awesome as shit.
Yep.
Oh. About ready to turn in and hit the bed?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock that friggin' morning, probably.
God.
Look, listen.
What is that, baby?
Goddamn, we ain't going
Oh,
to
shit.
yet. God damn it. Fuck. Hold on, Jerry, real quick. Watch out.
Okay,
I'll be straight back, baby.
okay. Oh, shit!
What is it?
That noise.
Get out here with me. Come on. Jerry!
Where's Jerry?
Jerry! It's lights out. Get over here, man! Take it easy. What the fucking thing going on?
I don't know. I really don't know. What the hell was that? What was that?
That didn't sound like that pit bull got scared right there. We're out there raising hell. Just come with me and see what. Who the hell's in here? I'll check on Jerry again, see if he's there. Call him or something. Get him on the phone or something. Call him. He ain't over here yet.
This time its most prominent showing was playing the piano, and you could tell it's been able to play this thing for years. Unfortunately, this was not the time for piano fun though, because it creeped the living hell out of the woman and Tommy. The most frightening part about all of this though, is that it is only the beginning and a long, treacherous night is ahead of them. Subscribe so you do not miss Tommy's future appearances on Haunter. The Alchemist Theater is a haunted location in Wisconsin, but Phil Koch had something to say about that. He always believed in the paranormal world, but never bought into this specific place being a part of it, and wanted to disprove his own thoughts. This is why Mr. Koch decided to visit the location with good enough gear to capture evidence and force himself to believe that the Wisconsin Alchemist Theater was, in fact, haunted. This is the evidence that he was able to uncover.
Sitting here for a while. Nothing going on.
What the hell? Something just moved. Something just moved behind me. Jeez. Something just moved behind me. Jeez. Okay. I don't know. I don't see anything. Have a look here. Holy crap, I don't know if that seat was down. I have no idea. All the seats are up in this theater. This one's down. Huh. Focus. Yeah.
Strangely, the seat behind Phil Koch moved on its own accord, and it was almost as if the spirit had decided to join him in taking a seat. This spooked Phil to the maximum, who investigated the surrounding area of the seat to be certain that nothing caused it, and as expected, there was nothing. One conclusion was drawn from this: the Alchemist Theater was really haunted, and the hunter had to leave before they became the hunted. Phil walked home that night in constant fear that he was being watched, and he couldn't identify why this feeling was overpowering his others. It wasn't as if anybody else was there with him. Fortunately, he was able to make it all the way back home without anything out of the ordinary happening. But that does not mean nothing happened in his own home. He had only been relaxing for 10 minutes when this piece of footage was captured.
So I'm in my bunker. Nobody's home. And Michael and I were talking about how we think the house is haunted again. Things are falling down and weird stuff. So, I'm calling out all ghosts. All ghosts. Is there somebody here? Say something into this little microphone here. My regular recorder isn't working. Go ahead. Say something loud, you know. Jesus! Something loud, you know. Jesus! Oh, crap. That scared the crap out of me. Okay, stuff is falling down. I thought, what the hell fell down? I saw everything fall off the shelf. Okay. Talking to the thing. Jeez, what the hell is... Anything else? I wonder if I'm getting any EVPs. This is why I got out of the ghost hunting business. This kind of stuff just freaks me out. Anybody else want to do anything while I'm here? Mary's gonna be so pissed. Alright. Anything? Don't throw anything at me. You can come to the damn party. I don't care. You're here. Stay. Scare my guests. Just don't scare me. And now I gotta pick this stuff up. Stupid ghosts. Alright. Fine. I gotta watch this and see exactly what happened. Goodbye.
This time around, items inside of Phil's home fell to the ground, and as an experienced man in the field, he knew exactly what had happened. A ghost of some form penetrated the house, and there was one likely conclusion. It must have been the one from the theater. Sometimes spirits have the tendency to attach to people who visit their locations and haunt them for life. I am sure that Phil Koch will find a way to detach it, though. On June the 23rd of 2014, a teenage boy was in his room when he got the sudden urge to start filming. His room had been acting weird recently, with random objects falling from shelves unprompted. It is not what you want to see at all. Anyway, back to the sudden urge to film. The boy gave in and took out his phone to see what he could catch on camera, and he expected the poltergeist to get a tad bit camera shy. But this is the opposite of what actually occurred.
Been hearing noises again. It's happening as usual. See? Daylight this time. Coming from over there. Old PlayStation games fell down. Fuck me. Fucking stupid is this? Oh, I'm sick and tired of doing this. Sorry about the angle. That's what I have to put up with. seen them move again.
Mate, what the f is going on? Fucking stupid. Battery's dying. Fucking battery. Oh my god, it's bad. Don't give me banging.
Instead of turning shy and not causing anything to happen at all, the ghost started constantly launching CDs to the ground, and it was some scary stuff. The boy fortunately stayed strong and kept putting them back where they belonged, but no matter what he did, they ended up back on the floor. He is currently in talks with his parents trying to make them believe him, so I send him all of the luck that I can possibly offer. Leandro was home alone one night while his mother was out at a party. The house was quiet, but something about the silence felt off. He couldn't shake the sensation that he wasn't really alone, like the air itself had changed. It wasn't fear exactly, it was more like pressure, a weight he couldn't explain. To calm himself, he grabbed his phone and began filming, hoping that recording would make him feel more in control.
Veja o que aconteceu na minha casa, às 3h15 da madrugada.
Cara, faz horas que eu tô ouvindo um barulho aqui, então eu resolvi filmar pra vocês. Não sei, mas parecia que tinha alguém, sei lá, fazendo um barulho, mexendo aqui na varanda de casa. Eu tô sozinho hoje. Minha mãe saiu, foi lá pra minha tia. Hoje eu tô sozinho, então...
Tinha alguma coisa mexendo na chave da
bem
porta.
quando eu tô sozinho. Hã? Oi? A chave tá balançando. Olha só, não para. Gente, olha só, eu vou acender até a luz. Olha isso. Olha só, cara, que sinistro. Ela fica mexendo e não para. Ó, eu vou ficar até longe, ó. Olha lá. Não para de mexer. Olha isso, cara. Eu tô ouvindo um barulho, eu tô achando... Acho que é isso, a chave tava mexendo, não sei. Olha, não para. Ai, credo, velho, que susto. Ai, credo. Nossa, sinistro essas horas, velho. Acho que não tem ninguém acordado essas horas. Só eu, aqui dentro de casa. Eu vou dormir com a luz acesa hoje, quero nem saber. Eu odeio dormir sozinho em casa, odeio. Não, tem motoqueiro na rua ainda. Mas tem uma coisa que eu detesto, é dormir sozinho em casa. Cara, mas que sinistro. Que isso, cara, olha isso. Olha aí, o ventilador. Tá doido e tá desligado, tá fora da tomada. Deixa eu acender o... Olha lá. Olha isso. Olha lá. Não, tá de brincadeira comigo, né? Olha aqui. Tá fora da tomada ela. Ah não, velho, na moral mesmo. Tá de brincadeira mesmo, né?
In the footage, some keys start moving all by themselves, jingling in slow, unnatural motions. Leandro opens the door to check behind it, but there's nothing there. Just as he steps back into the sitting room, the orange fan behind the door begins to spin, even though it's clearly unplugged. His voice in the video shakes a little, caught between disbelief and panic. After the clip ends, Leandro puts the phone down and starts walking through the house, checking every corner, but it's the same story. No one's there. He calls his mum to tell her what happened, but she doesn't really know what to say. That night, he didn't sleep much. The clip was real, the fan moved, the keys moved. He's now starting to think whatever's in that house isn't just a presence, it might be aware of him. On a recent video on this channel, we looked into a household with a haunted pantry, and the poor owners had no idea what steps to take to eradicate the spirit from their home. It was a huge, everyday disturbance, and would do strange things such as show itself as an apparition behind the glass door, or physically open it, and they had enough. One day, the father decided to call a ghost hunting agency to come over and try to figure out the spirit's motivations whilst he stayed with his girlfriend. And once they arrived, this is what their camera caught.
What? Yeah, we just got off the phone with the agent. Okay. Now we're going back to the location to see if anything has changed with the pantry door. It's still closed. Still closed. As you can see, this is the actual house. Whether or not I can see something in there is...
Oh my god. I swear it's some movement. I swear it's some movement.
And the door, I thought it was just a reflection.
Upon their first glance into the house, they spotted something behind the pantry, and it immediately confirmed that the house owner was not raising any false alarms. Now all that they needed to do was develop a strategy of how to approach things. After literally 5 minutes of thinking, they managed to conjure one up, and with that solved, they approached the pantry.
Still 12:35. I gotta wait till. What are you going upstairs for? Let's wait. It's 12:35. What are you doing, man? It's 12:35. Dude. Still not a big chance, just in case. She's like, it's from the okay.
Let's go to the house. Yeah. Back it up here. Ready to go.
I was just kidding, dude. It's like 12:33. I'm just kidding. We should. Dude, let me hold one, dude.
It's brighter.
Sure, you can keep one on the pantry.
Door is closed, right?
Keep the door open, dude. Keep it open when we go upstairs. That works. We're going upstairs. No ghost at 12:34. You chilling here? We should leave out the front. Alright, or do you want to move the back? Anyone up here? You want to go check it out?
Let's go check it out.
I think the ghost lives in the pantry, dude. No food in there, though. No way.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I heard it. I told you. Oh my god.
That's gnarly, dude. Dude, you didn't open it? That's pretty nice.
Oh my god, I fucking told you I heard it. I heard it.
Dude, that's cool. I'm going back in.
Chris, I'm out of here, Magnus. Let's go. I'm out of here.
You want to lock it, though?
Did you open it up? Did you?
Nah.
Did you not hear it? Did you not?
I heard it open, dude. That's pretty gnarly.
Now, dude.
For quite some time, it seemed that the group would not be able to antagonize the pantry ghost into doing anything spooky for their entertainment. Sometimes ghosts are intelligent enough to realize that the people present are not victims, rather people preying on its downfall, so they stay a bit low-key. But when the crew all went upstairs, it couldn't resist. The pantry door opened itself obnoxiously loudly, as if the spirit was trying to lure the group back downstairs. If this was its overall goal with this sudden movement, though, it was a success because everybody wanted to make sure this was on camera, and coming down led to even more footage. The spirit had awoken.
a.m. 12:03 a.m.
This was a huge compilation of what the crew were able to capture on that fateful night, and if anyone was in denial of a spiritual presence beforehand, then they should definitely have come to terms with it now. The group are now working with the house owner to come up with possible solutions on how to actually banish the spirit, which is the hard part of the investigation. Make sure to wish them some luck in the comments in case one of them manages to stumble across this video. Regardless, I send my luck. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, is known for his expeditions to all sorts of haunted places, and the clip that I am about to expose your poor eyes to is from one of these adventures. Ian was visiting a haunted theater all by himself for his YouTube audience, and for quite some time, absolutely nothing happened. Eventually, he stumbled across the largest seating room in the entire complex, though, and this is when he realized somebody or something was in the room alongside him.
Hello? Is there somebody up there? Okay. All right. I gotta go up there. I'm hearing weird noises up there. Hello? Who's up there? If you're up there, could you make another sound? Okay. There's all kinds of weird noises going on up there, so I'm gonna go up there right now and see what's going on. I thought I may have heard somebody up here. Who's up here right now? I know for sure I heard some weird noises up here, and I'm the only one in this building. So, who would be making those noises? That's why I like ghost hunting alone. Because anytime I hear something, I know for sure it's not a person.
A metal clang could be heard when he asked for any sign of presence, and he immediately went up the stairs to check. As expected, nothing was up there, so subscribe to continue this story in the next video. Zihon was fast asleep at 3 in the morning when a strange noise woke him up out of nowhere. At first he thought it might have been the wind, or maybe just a creak in the house, but the sound kept going. Curious and a little on edge, he got out of bed and made his way downstairs toward the kitchen to check it out.
Hey. 靠北啊！操我他妈岔气的！看那边有声音，那边有声音。不可能是风吧？靠北啊！阿没拍谁哦？哥弟，你有看到吗？你有看到有人腿那边的哥弟有打药？
有人吗？不好意思啊，阿北，如果你不欢迎我的话，你可以出声吗？打扰了。我操！靠北，我才刚开播啊，大哥！阿北，对不起哦，我不口渴啊，你别请我吃凉的好不好？老来的，歹势。有电吗？
As soon as he walked in, the fridge door started opening and closing on its own, over and over again. Zihun stood there frozen, watching in disbelief as the appliance seemed to have a mind of its own. His hands were shaking while filming, and you could hear the panic in his screams as he backed away. Since that night, he has barely been able to sleep properly and refuses to go downstairs alone when it is dark. He even unplugged the fridge a few times just to make sure it was not some electrical fault, but the activity has not stopped. Now he is considering getting professional help because whatever is in that house is not just trying to scare him, it wants to be noticed. William had always believed his dog had a strong sense for things that humans couldn't pick up on. So when the dog stayed completely still in the same position for nearly 20 minutes, he knew something was off. It wasn't asleep, it wasn't distracted, it just stared blankly ahead, unresponsive to any sound or movement. William walked over, crouched beside it, and tried everything from petting to calling its name, but the dog wouldn't budge. This is when he decided that recording was the best option. Take a look.
What's up, hearing ghosts? You alright, Benja? Oi! You alright? You alright? Keep looking up at the wall earlier, won't you? For them eyes, you know when something's not right. Fucking hearing noises. Fucking meanie. Banging. Fuck's sake. Bosses don't fly off then.
Suddenly, a CD flew off the shelf and landed with a hard thud on the floor, breaking the silence. William stood frozen, staring at the shelf, trying to work out what could have caused it. The CD hadn't been leaning, there were no open windows, and he hadn't touched a thing. Now every time the dog passes that area, it slows down, ears perked and body tense. William hasn't seen anything since, but the air in that room still feels heavier than the rest of the house. Marcus is a seasoned ghost hunter, but even with all his experience, every case feels like a fresh mystery. He had just taken on a new job for $200, a small house where the owners had reported strange noises and cold spots late at night. It wasn't the biggest case he'd worked on, but he took it seriously like all the others. He arrived in the evening, set up his equipment, and started recording straight away, hoping to catch even the slightest trace of paranormal activity. This is what he caught.
Voy así nomás, pero estoy sintiendo ruidos. No sé qué... ¿A dónde? Yo creo que fue acá. ¿Vieron la cortina? No hay viento, gente. Miren, aparte es una sola.
In the footage, the red curtain across the room moved twice on its own. No wind, no windows open, and Marcus wasn't anywhere near it. The second time it shifted, it was more aggressive, like something wanted to make sure it was seen. That was the moment Marcus knew the place wasn't just haunted, it was active. He stayed for another hour, asking questions, recording audio, and searching for cold spots. He didn't get much more on camera, but the curtain's movement was all he needed to confirm what the homeowners were feeling. He sent them the footage, warned them to stay cautious, and advised them to bless the home before anything worse decided to show itself. In 1980, Kevin had long felt that something was wrong with his house. It was not just the usual creaks or flickering lights, but the constant feeling that someone or something was watching him. After many sleepless nights and strange noises throughout the house, he decided to take action. He grabbed his camcorder and started recording every corner, hoping to find proof that he was not imagining things.
Right in the corner of this thing, there was this weird shape, man. He said, I'm in here. What's down here, Joseph? Where are you? In where? Fucking pussy. Do something. You fucked up now, man. We're gonna bless this shit. Yeah, fucking expel you from here. You don't belong here anymore. Hear me? This is fucking my house now. You making that shit beeping noise, huh? Talking? Now you're fucked. We're gonna bless the shit out of this place and you're fucking screwed.
The footage shows a ghostly figure suddenly appearing from the bottom of the laundry door as if it had been hiding there. Moments later, another figure rushes past the front door, moving so fast it blurs but remains visible. Kevin watched the tape over and over that night, trying to understand what he had captured. With clear evidence in hand, he now faces a difficult choice. Moving out feels premature, but staying does not feel safe anymore. For now, Kevin is still deciding what to do next. Let us hope he makes the right decision. Feel free to wish him good luck in the comments. The man had known for a long time that his house wasn't right. Cold spots, footsteps when no one was there, the unsettling feeling of always being watched. He'd experienced it all. But whenever he mentioned it, people laughed it off or told him he was just imagining things. So he took matters into his own hands and decided to set up a camera facing down the hallway before going to sleep, determined to get the proof he needed. He wasn't sure if anything would happen, but deep down, he hoped the camera would catch something undeniable.
And... hell, I don't know. I guess that's good, right guys? What do you think? Nah, we'll turn. I guess we'll turn. We'll just leave the hallway light on. Alright. Hopefully we'll see something in the morning.
The light in the room at the very end of the hallway begins to flicker erratically, as if something is tampering with the power. Just seconds later, the door to the nearest room creaks open slowly, seemingly on its own. The silence of the house makes the moment even more intense. When the man woke up the next morning and reviewed the footage, his hands started shaking. He paused, rewound, and played it again multiple times just to be sure. The camera hadn't malfunctioned. Something really happened. He's now considering sleeping elsewhere for a while until he can figure out what to do next. Luke had always suspected there was something off about his house, but never paid it much attention. His main focus was on keeping an eye on his cat, Bear, who was known for knocking things over and causing trouble at night. To make things easier, Luke installed a few CCTV cameras around the house, not for anything paranormal, but simply to keep watch on Bear's nightly adventures. One night at exactly 11:30, he got a notification from one of the cameras and decided to check what was going on. The footage shows Bear cautiously approaching a teddy bear that had been sitting perfectly still for hours. As the cat nears it, the teddy's arm slowly shifts before the entire toy falls over by itself. Bear immediately stops in his tracks and stares at the fallen teddy, clearly disturbed. Luke watched the clip several times trying to make sense of it, but could not find any logical explanation. There were no drafts, no strings, and nothing that could have caused the movement. It was enough to make him rethink everything he believed about the house. Now, he is considering calling in someone who deals with this kind of thing just to be sure. Layla was curled up in bed, watching her favorite show, enjoying a quiet night in like she always did. Everything felt normal until she noticed the closet door slowly creaking open on its own. Thinking it was just a loose hinge or maybe a draft, she got up, shut it completely, and made sure it clicked closed. But something didn't sit right with her, so before climbing back under the covers, she grabbed her phone and hit record, just in case it happened again.
The door opened up a few minutes ago, so while I was laying down, so we're going to see if it's going to open again. I closed it and got back in the bed, and hopefully it is shut for tonight. I just end up getting out my bed a minute ago and shutting it, so let's see. Looky. I'm in my bed, and there she goes. So I'm gonna have to end up putting a towel in it, or she's gonna keep opening it up all night. But I'm in my bed, as you can see. It's opened up again by itself.
The footage shows Layla explaining the situation for a moment before the closet door begins to swing open once more, this time revealing absolutely nothing inside. No movement, no explanation, just empty space behind the door. Layla stays frozen for a few seconds, staring at the door and waiting for something else to happen, but the room remains silent. Watching it back later, she felt a chill, knowing she had double-checked that door, and it had opened anyway. Now she's keeping the phone near her every night and making sure that closet stays taped shut. She's not sure what she caught on camera, but she's not sleeping as peacefully anymore. Ian, better known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, was back at it again, this time taking on an abandoned asylum with a heavy reputation. He decided to go solo for this one, something he rarely does, but the location was too infamous to ignore. As he walked down one of the long, echoing corridors, the silence was suffocating, with each step bouncing off the crumbling walls like a warning. Ian kept his camera rolling, narrating every moment as he went.
I mean, it is windy outside, so I cannot rule that out. But these were loud, so I don't know. Is there someone up here? Making noises? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to think it could be a false alarm. Maybe not. That definitely sounded like it was in here. In here. And you know what? If you look out there. The wind has stopped. So that totally rules that out. Which is scary because those sounds were so loud. I nearly pissed myself. Luckily I wasn't recording. That would have been embarrassing. Oh God. Who's down there? I can't help but think about that spirit box session that was on this floor. That right there, or not that one, right there, that's John Oliver's room. I'm just thinking about what he said, because I have a bad feeling right now. Whoever's down there, come on out. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Dude, something just ran across that hall. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, come on, you just calm down. Oh, Jesus. I'm whimpering and screaming like a little freaking baby right now.
Out of nowhere, there was a loud bang, startling him. To make sure it wasn't just wind or a loose window, he carefully panned over to the glass, showing that it was completely sealed and the trees outside were still. Just as he turned back, another bang echoed from deeper in the hallway, and before he could even react, a ghostly figure glided across the hallway in front of him. It wasn't a trick of the light or camera blur. This was something solid enough to cast a faint shadow. Ian's breathing picked up, and he stopped talking completely, clearly rattled by what he just witnessed. He stuck around for a little longer, but you could tell he was ready to bolt. Whatever's in that asylum clearly knows it's being watched. The Haunting of CK is an ongoing series of eerie events that have unfolded inside the home of Chloe Campbell and her family. It all began with small, almost dismissible moments. Nothing too loud, nothing too obvious. But one particular clip marked the shift. One afternoon, their young son was sitting in the living room, completely immersed in his iPad. Right in front of him, a toy digger suddenly rolled across the floor on its own, slowly disappearing out of frame. Just seconds later, a balloon from the dining area began to drift the same way, following the same path. The boy never noticed. It was only later, while reviewing the security footage, that Chloe and her husband saw it, and the air instantly felt heavier. They hadn't remembered the balloon being in that room. The toy was turned off, and there was no logical reason for the movement. That clip became their first undeniable sign that something wasn't right. A few nights later, things escalated. Captured again on one of their cameras, the door to their downstairs porch creaked open all by itself in the middle of the night. It paused, just long enough to feel deliberate, before slamming itself shut with force. No one was near it. No windows were open, just a silent room and a door that moved like it had intent. When the family reviewed that footage the next morning, they were left shaken. While they tried to carry on as normal, this moment marked a turning point. And with tensions rising, it's clear the haunting of CK is far from over. The following video was captured by a family called the Hamilly family, and they have actually appeared on my channel before. Over the past month, they have gone through a lot when it comes to the paranormal world, and no regular household could put up with it. Fortunately, these aren't your regular people. One day, the mother and father of the house decided they were going to run a test to gather even more evidence of a paranormal presence, and in order to keep the kids safe from it, they brought them to their grandparents beforehand. This is how the test ended up going down. Take a look.
All right, TikTok, here's our door. Hinges to the ground, okay. The handle up behind and down. Okay, that's everything. Can you close the door?
Can you close the door? Pretty please?
When the mother encouraged the spirit to work its magic, it unfortunately didn't give her any attention, and this was nothing unusual for their spirit, as it only listened to the man every time. The man was then given the green light to have his attempt at commanding the ghost, and it unsurprisingly listened and closed the door on them. We were showcased the entirety of the door's surrounding area, just to prove that nothing natural made this happen. It was a ghost's act for sure. Magnus always had a weird feeling about his house, but he wanted proof. The creaking floors, cold spots, and that constant sense of being watched weren't enough to convince anyone else, so he decided to film himself sleeping. That night, he set up a camera beside his bed, pointed at the desk, where strange things always seemed to happen.
I want to prove my house is haunted. People don't believe me, so I recorded my room while I was asleep. If you want more evidence, then like and share the video.
Around 3 o'clock in the morning, a glowing orb floated into frame, hovering right in front of the camera before drifting away. Moments later, the whiteboard on his desk began to move, slowly tipping over until it collapsed with a dull thud. Magnus didn't wake up at all, but the next morning, after reviewing the footage, he realized how real it all was and that he might not be safe. So he posted it online, hoping someone out there might know what he was dealing with. Encouraged by the evidence, Magnus set up the camera again, this time in the living room. He left his dog in there overnight, just to see if anything else would happen.
I want to prove my house is haunted. One hour later. My dog does not like to be alone in the house. Try to explain this? She is afraid. We often experience eerie things in our living room. Like and follow for more videos.
About an hour into the recording, something small fell from the tea table without warning, and the dog immediately started squealing, backing into the corner, and refusing to calm down. Some say dogs can see what we can't, and Magnus was starting to believe that more than ever. Magnus had started recording around the clock. He didn't need a specific reason anymore. He just knew something would happen. It always did. The presence, whatever it was, had been with him his whole life, moving from place to place like a shadow that never left. One afternoon, he was in the attic sorting through something when he heard a soft but distinct noise behind him.
Want to prove that my house is haunted? I record in my new home around the clock because I have the same feeling here as in my childhood home. I often have nausea, headaches, and stomach aches, and at the same time I freeze a lot. The ghost has followed me all my life. However, it has started to scare me more and more, especially when I live alone. I have scary footage from my first night here. Like, share, and follow to get the message out about ghosts.
He paused, slowly stood up, and reached for the camera resting nearby. As he turned toward the sound, a chill ran through him. One of the drawers across the room had begun to slide open by itself, slow and steady, like someone unseen was rummaging through it. Then, without warning, something heavy clattered to the floor behind him, just out of frame. He spun around, breathing heavy, but the attic was still. Not empty, but still. Magnus didn't say anything. He just kept the camera rolling, heart pounding, knowing this wouldn't be the last time the spirit caused him troubles. Magnus had reached his limit. The constant fear, the sleepless nights, the feeling of never being alone. It had gone on too long. He didn't know exactly what was haunting him, but he was done running from it. That night, he decided to try a ritual he'd read about online. It wasn't anything complex, just a table surrounded by candles, and a few whispered phrases meant to lure whatever was attached to him into revealing itself.
I want to prove that my house is haunted. I had a hope that the lights were blown out in front of me. I could quickly feel discomfort. About 2 minutes later. This made me sleep out that night.
He sat at the table, quiet, watching the flames flicker, hoping the presence would fall for the trap and blow one out. But instead, he heard a sound, soft footsteps maybe, or something brushing against the walls. He stood up slowly and moved off camera, following the noise. A few seconds passed, then suddenly, a few of the paintings behind the table crashed to the ground, the sound sharp and violent in the still room. Magnus didn't rush back in. The footage caught only the empty room, the broken frames, and flickering candlelight. From somewhere off-screen, he could be heard breathing, quietly watching, waiting to see if that was the end of it, or just the beginning. He will likely end up contacting a paranormal investigator. Ortega had always been drawn to the darker corners of the internet, urban legends, ghost stories, places you weren't supposed to visit. So when he heard rumors about an abandoned school hidden miles off the main road, he couldn't resist. Locals said no one who went there stayed long, but Ortega wasn't trying to stay. He just wanted proof. He drove for over an hour down a cracked, overgrown road until the building finally came into view, half swallowed by trees and time.
¿Qué onda, raza? Pues aquí voy rumbo para la escuela del Barrancón, aquí en Huelahuises. Es que vine a investigar yo solo. Ven. Yo solo. Y pues medianoche. Vengo a ver porque vi un video donde pues 5 pelados bien peludos. Sale una voz al principio del video diciendo: me duele mucho. Pero yo no sé qué chingados le duele a un fantasma. La mera neta. Yo no sé qué chingados le duele a un fantasma. Entonces pues yo vengo acá solo para enseñarles de que pues no hay nada. No hay nada. Porque pues como para que estén engañando a la gente, pues como que no. Bueno, entonces le voy a poner pausa. Pues hasta que llegue entonces. Ok, pues ya llegué. Son las 12:38. Ah, sí, no. No hay nadie. Esta es la escuela que tanto les decía. Ay, voy a escuchar. Y por allá hay una novia. Pero la novia no me mete. Porque soy culo. Y al chile sí tengo un poquito de miedo. Un poquito nomás. Pero esta es la escuela. La escuela San Benito Juárez. 1954. Esta madre. A ver, enfoca bien. Ahí está esta madre. Aquí hay una. Esta madre no se abre. Ay, güey. Me caí con eso. Es todo lo que. Mira nomás esta. Esta sí está abierta. Pues ya vieron, güey. Puro pinche pedo, no hay ni madres a la verga. Ay. Ay, no mames. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Quién es? ¿Quién es? ¿Qué vergas pregunto, güey? Puta madre. Ay, güey.
Getting inside wasn't easy. Every door was either jammed or chained shut, but after circling the place for roughly 2 minutes, he found an entrance that he could get through. The air inside was thick, still. As he stepped deeper into one of the old classrooms, something shifted. Ortega didn't wait. He turned and bolted, scrambling back through the window, sprinting to his car, without ever looking back. Now, whenever someone brings up ghosts, he just shakes his head and laughs it off. But the way he triple-checks locked doors and avoids old buildings says otherwise. Helen's Homestead is a YouTube channel that documents explorations of paranormal places, but they are much smaller than the huge ghost hunters that you usually see on this channel. The following video was an adventure into a Scottish castle, and there was no doubt it was haunted according to the locals. So much of the castle was occupied by slaves and dungeons containing prisoners, so it is no surprise that they all stuck around to spread their wrath on visitors of the castle. Helen didn't think it was real, but explored anyway.
Catherine. Within its labyrinth of hallways and rooms, there's no sign of ghosts, but there's one place I haven't checked.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle have gone to bed.
Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon. Just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway.
So, had no signs of her tonight. But if ever you were going to see a ghost, you think it would be here. So maybe it's all just rubbish. Maybe it's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever. Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine.
The chair next to me is about to start thumping on its own. You'll be able to clearly hear it.
It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is.
I'm freaking going. I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. And if you're interested to play back what's on that tape.
The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway,
during the daytime, literally nothing happened to suggest that this place was remotely haunted, and Helen was starting to believe that maybe this place was just a myth used to create a tourist attraction. However, the basement changed things. Out of nowhere, the chair started thudding as if someone was swinging on it, and when Helen was sent running out of the room, something left in there moved next. It was good content for the YouTube channel, so the team packed up the next day and left, not wanting to disturb the spirit. Our next clip was captured by a more high-profile ghost hunter on YouTube, and the name of their channel is Memoria Sobrenatural Inc. And from the name, you can tell they are not English. Fortunately, they dubbed their videos into the English language though, meaning we can get a full glance into this paranormal investigation. It took place in a house that someone was interested in buying, but wanted to check the status after suspicion of paranormal activity. This is what the ghost hunter was able to find.
Foi encontrado o corpo do homem aqui dentro. E ele quer deixar uma mensagem, mas o quê? Não me recordo desse varal aí em cima, com um negócio pendurado. Talvez essa aqui seria a cama aonde ele dormia? Ou talvez seria a cama de outra pessoa e o quarto dele seria outro. Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Olha isso, pessoal! Cara do céu, velho! Minha nossa! Cara do céu, é assustador! Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Escuta isso! Escuta isso! Ó! Tá pra cá! Ó! Tem alguma coisa pra cá! Opa! É aqui! Ai! Olha aqui, ó! Olha o quadro, mano! Olha o quadro! Rapaz do céu! Tá me retorcendo aqui, velho! Minha garganta seca! A minha garganta tá seca, cara! Eu quis dizer sobre outro quarto desse aqui, ó! Com essa cama! A minha garganta tá seca, velho! Bicho do céu!
It was extremely obvious that this place was ridiculed with poltergeists, and it was not a nice one. The man behind the camera claimed afterwards that he felt a horrible feeling all the way down his spine, and this feeling only happens when there is an evil presence inside of the room. This meant that whatever was inside of here would not be hard to get rid of, and I wish luck to whoever that task gets given to. It's bad enough experiencing haunting things as a ghost hunter, but imagine suffering from paranormal activity as an innocent man. Bruji was your regular person living a regular life in his house, but suddenly it started to become riddled with haunted activity. For quite some time, he couldn't figure out what it actually was, but eventually, it started opening up more and more with this video being one of them.
Está durmiendo, ya hasta se me quiere regresar la comida. Estético usa todo hasta allá. Imagínense qué tan grande está. O sea, real es todo este pedazo. Ay, cabrón. Seguro se grabó. No. Falta este pedazo.
Now he seemed to become stunned after looking up into the attic, and despite not being able to make anything out myself, perhaps he saw something that I couldn't, and there are cases of this happening to people. This will also help experts identify the type of spirit, so hopefully Bruji contacts one and finds out. Kubo, a regular guy who often shares random late-night thoughts and life updates on his page, wasn't someone you'd typically associate with anything paranormal. He lives in a quiet home in a quiet neighborhood, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever really happened there. But this particular night felt different. According to him, the air had a strange stillness to it, almost like the house itself was holding its breath. Everyone else was out, so he was completely alone. Just him, the silence, and whatever was about to happen. He'd already brushed his teeth, shut everything down, and climbed into bed like usual. He was just about to scroll for a bit before sleeping when it began.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello? Just leave it alone.
The bedroom door beside him started knocking. Not a single tap or a faint creak, but a sudden and aggressive series of knocks like someone wanted in. Kubo got up slowly, clearly confused and unnerved, and moved toward the door. But as he stepped out to check, the door across the hallway, totally closed a moment earlier, swung shut right in front of him. No wind, no one else in the house, just that eerie moment captured on film. He stood frozen, breathing heavily, the silence even heavier than before. The clip cuts there, but Kubo later said he stayed up the entire night, unsure of what he'd just witnessed. The following day, Kubo tried to brush off what had happened. He told himself it was probably something with the pipes, or maybe the house settling. Still, the way that hallway door had slammed shut, he couldn't quite shake the image from his mind. That night, even though nothing had happened all day, he found himself double-checking locks and lights, making sure everything was exactly as it should be before heading to bed. He even left a few hallway lights on, just in case. Still, when he finally settled into bed, there was a part of him hoping it really was over, but it wasn't. It was sometime around 2 in the morning when he first heard it. This low, shifting noise coming from inside his bedroom. Not loud, but unmistakable. Almost like fabric dragging against itself, or something brushing against the floor. He sat up slowly, unsure if it had come from his dream or from the room itself. The noise came again. He reached for his phone and began recording, the screen casting a soft glow across the room as he panned it toward the source.
I know I haven't posted in a couple days, but I've been staying out of my room because it just got to be too much, but I swear I've been hearing voices coming from there the last like 20 minutes.
What the camera caught next only lasted a split second, but it was enough to send chills through anyone watching. Hanging in thin air was one of his shirts. It hovered mid-air for maybe half a second, as if being held by something invisible, before dropping straight to the ground with a soft thud. There was no breeze, no vent nearby, nothing that could have caused it. Kubo gasped and pulled back, muttering something under his breath. The clip ended with the camera pointed toward the floor, his voice shaking, whispering that he didn't know what he just saw. In the hours after, he didn't go back to sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, lights on, heart racing. Even when the sun came up, the image of that levitating shirt kept playing over in his head. For someone who'd never believed in anything paranormal, this was starting to feel too real. FIFA is a popular game for many and has been for years. It's probably the best video game remake of the sport, hence its popularity, and the victim of this next clip, Eiji, was casually enjoying it. He had just finished a really long shift at work, so needed some gaming time to wind down. Little did he know that it'd have the opposite effect. It was literally going to stress him out 100 times more than work ever could.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini udah jam berapa sih? 11. Jing dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Out of nowhere, the keyboard started playing when he scored, and he went over to prove that it was fully working. The camera also showcased that his wife was fast asleep, so she could not have had anything to do with the incident. Whatever made this happen was an unnatural cause, and the only person who even has a slither of hope stopping them is a ghost hunting expert. The following video took place when a man heard something, but he was unable to pin where it was. In case it was a neighbor or something minor like that, he chose to ignore it and continue watching television. However, every minute or so, the noise would happen again, and it got to the point where even if it was a neighbor, they deserved to be told to shut up anyway. The man stood up, mobile phone in hand, walking around the house double-checking that it definitely wasn't in his home before complaining, and he's lucky he did. Take a look.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Strangely, a small human figure was pressing itself against the door, and this was creepy as hell, for obvious reasons. I don't know a single person in the entire world who wouldn't feel fear in the face of something like this, and you could feel the fright in the voice and movements of the man behind the camera. For the next few days, he and his children were living on edge, and praying that whatever thing was left them alone. Fortunately, nothing happened over these few days, which actually gave them a slither of hope that it really was gone. You should never get so comfortable so soon after a poltergeist strikes though, because they can come back at any moment, and this clip proves that.
Okay, I have to start recording because we've started to hear more things around the house, and kind of nervous. Yeah.
I think I heard something.
Okay.
This time, they were hearing noises again, so the father took his camera and walked around in case anything absurd took place. Randomly, some objects were thrown to the ground in the kitchen, and then the distressed child left his room, saying he heard something. As the father panned the camera back to his son, a shadow figure was seen standing abruptly still, and at first, he actually missed this. It was only later when he was scrolling through the footage that he realized how scary this actually was. This time he took action and called a helpline for people suffering from ghosts. but they could only send experts within the next few days. This is why the family had to endure one more haunting before help arrived.
I'm sorry. I've heard... It's been non-stop. I've heard these knocks. I don't know. No. Just, I think you should get away. I think you should go away. I think you should go away. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, no. Okay. This is scary. Okay.
The knocking was persistent and scary, especially for the little girl. I hope for her sake that this is sorted soon, and you subscribe. The basement is the most probable place in anybody's house to succumb to being haunted, so the least thing you would expect is for someone to run there when trying to avoid it. The following video had our victim so desperate for safety, though, that it happened. The time was just 7:30 in the evening, and the man was doing everything you would want to in life, sitting down and planning a lovely holiday to Europe. However, little did he know that this would happen, and he was fortunate enough to be filming the door.
Ještě nie teraz, jak w sobotę. Kurwa mać. Nie mogę pomóc, żeby tu wrócić. Chuj.
First of all, he was filming the door because something happened earlier, and immediately after a knock happened on the door, he jumped to action. Straight away, everything in the house became a bubble of the paranormal, and it was way too frightening. So he ran to the basement where the door slammed behind him. The ghost didn't let him out for a solid hour before the door finally gave way, and he was allowed to run from the home. You best believe that place went straight onto the housing market. Dany was doing some important things around the house when suddenly a series of knocking noises started to occur in the bathroom. Out of natural human curiosity, he decided to go and investigate, but little did he know, this was going to be the worst decision of his life. What he initially believed would be a rodent infestation, or something along those lines, quickly appeared to be something far more evil. I think if he got the choice, he would have picked the rodent any day. When he entered the room, the knocking continued, and as suspected, it was coming from the walls. Dany was going to go back to the living room and call the rodent exterminators that he already had on speed dial. But just as he was about to leave, a demonic-looking creature peeked around the curtains. Out of pure shock, Dany ended the video instantly and sprinted his way out of the house before opening his CCTV app. Nothing was in the house. Horror Xiaolong is a YouTube channel for the people out there who find spirits really interesting but would never put themselves in the face of one. This channel does that for its fans and showcases just how evil and twisted these beings can be. In the specific video of which I am about to show you, they were exploring a house that an entire family was slaughtered in, and it's no surprise that nobody had moved in since. Here is what happened.
这里边出来一个那啥呢，一个大人头，咱俩怎么办？
消了吧，那不咋的。
以咱们的脾气肯定消的。
对，你肯定消了。不消。
哎呦我操！我操！哎呦我操！我，哎呦！我操你妈！
To deny that this place has some form of haunted entity would be utterly ignorant, as it is almost certain something else was in there. Whether it was the brutally murdered family or another ghost, though, that's a whole different question. Earlier on in the day, Egi was forced to evacuate his place of residence after a ghost started to play the piano. This was very creepy, and the strangest part was that it continued even after he unplugged it. Out of fear and confusion, he left the house and cycled all the way to his friends, hoping they would let him in. He only forgot one key thing: they were on vacation. This meant he had to go all the way back home, and he was praying it'd stop. Did it? You'll have to have a look.
Ketawa aku bangsat. Baru aja sampai. Nih, masih pakai helm kan? Baru sampai. Udah disambut. Assalamualaikum. Sedap. Anjing. Stop. Hidupinnya ya. Ketawa aku bangsat. Gimana ngidupinnya woi? Oh di sini. Nah. Oh udah hidup ya. Lihat kan? Baru pun sampai kan bangsat kan. Saya lagi males buat konten. Ini pun sedikit aja kan karena tadi baru sampai tiba-tiba hujan. Udah dengar suara-suara aneh gini. Jadi next saya nggak akan konten-konten lagi. Saya cuman fokus mau main piano Saya mau ngulik-ngulik lagu. Jadi saya mau fokus. Apapun gangguannya terserah. Intinya saya mau main aja. Biarin aja digangguin.
The house was clearly in no better state, and if anything, it had become far worse. The specific part that frightened Eggy the most was that the spirit seemed to be speaking to him, and the words could be made out quite easily. One of them was a religious phrase, which he didn't really know what to think of. Was this a poltergeist sent by his religion as a sign, or was it something evil speaking against his god? The truth is, he would never find out the answer to this question, and the next morning, nothing else happened. It must have been a sign. He just doesn't know what for. In what was meant to be a video showing off the new pool table his parents bought him, Josh discovered something terrible about his basement. Recently, his parents bought him a brand new pool table for his birthday, and they allowed him to invite 7 friends over for an 8-man pool tournament. On paper, the idea seemed incredible, but it wasn't long before he discovered an incredible flaw.
I'm getting ready to play some pool with my friends. And gonna have a tournament, see who's the all-time champ, cause my friends think they're gonna beat me. That was weird. My pool table right here. Delicious. Okay, must have tripped over that, but I don't know how. Okay. That was weird. Oh my god. Oh my god. That something just threw that glove at me. There's nothing over there. Whatever. I'm freaked out right now. I'm just gonna grab a pool stick.
From the moment Josh opened the basement door to the last second of the video, the evidence that this place was abnormal kept coming thick and fast. It was almost as if the spirit was on a sugar rush with the amount of chaos it was trying to cause out of seemingly nowhere. First of all, some sort of ball rolled down the stairs, and when he followed it, the chairs took action, moving on their own accord. Afterwards, Josh showed his parents the video, and they laughed as if it was some joke, and didn't believe him. Was this bad parenting? Have your say in the comments down below. It is a well-known thing that pets such as dogs and cats can see spirits, and while many choose not to believe this, there are still a lot of people who do. The logic behind it is that they can see certain light patterns that the human eye physically can't pick up, and poltergeists are seemingly made of these light patterns. Due to this, when your little friend starts to get upset or stressed over nothing, maybe you should consider the possibility that it isn't nothing after all. That was the case for the person who filmed our next clip.
Está en ruinas el estado de este templo. Bueno, pues ya está muy deteriorado. Se ve que aquí la gente viene a buscar tesoros. Escuchen. ¿Ya vieron esa esquina? como un rostro con un par de cuernos.
Sí.
¿Sí se ve, no?
Sí.
Está completamente destrozado, completamente destruido. ¿Qué dice ahí? Todos vamos directo hasta arriba.
The woman behind the camera was put on edge by this behavior, and to say it was scary would be an unjustly understatement. Her pet was staring at what looked like nothing to the human eye, but deep down she knew something was there, and there was actually visual proof. If you paid enough attention, a shadow figure could be seen, and it was a very faint one. I think it was certainly a ghost, and the dogs were definitely onto something, but I'm interested in your thoughts too. It is a well-known thing that pets such as dogs and cats can see spirits, and while many choose not to believe this, there are still a lot of people who do. The logic behind it is that they can see certain light patterns that the human eye physically can't pick up, and poltergeists are seemingly made of these light patterns. Due to this, when your little friend starts to get upset or stressed over nothing, maybe you should consider the possibility that it isn't nothing after all. That was the case for the person who filmed our next clip. The woman behind the camera was put on edge by this behavior, and to say it was scary would be an unjustly understatement. Her pet was staring at what looked like nothing to the human eye, but deep down she knew something was there, and there was actually visual proof. If you paid enough attention, a shadow figure could be seen, and it was a very faint one. I think it was certainly a ghost, and the dogs were definitely onto something, but I'm interested in your thoughts too. Over the last few days, Marty has been hearing a series of bangs from upstairs, and he is well aware that they are not ordinary. One random day though, he decided that he had enough and wanted to go and check out the noises to see if there actually was a source, and he brought a camera just to have some evidence behind him. This is what was found.
Right, I'm going to record it, because I've had a couple of bangs now. The last one was quite violent and it came from upstairs. And it sounded like a door being shut. And I don't believe me when I'm here. Oh, bathroom light's on. Oh, and our door is shut, look. So, yeah. Huh. What's that doing on and why? Alright. Oscar? Oscar, are you in here? Is that you? Oscar? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, whoa! You? What the f? Oscar? Hello? Oh, this is horrible. There's nothing in here. You can't get anything in here anyway, as you know. There's so much crap in there. This is just shit.
From a self-rolling ball to doors opening on their own accord, it was obvious that something was interacting with the room, leaving just one question. What was interacting with the room? There is no shot on Earth. It wasn't some sort of spirit. But what really matters is where it lies on the scale from evil to non-evil. Nobody wants an evil spirit. It started as just another quiet night. The woman was relaxing in her house when something caught her eye, a painting on the wall, gently swaying back and forth, without any obvious cause. It wasn't near a vent or window, and nothing else in the room was moving. Curious and a little unsettled, she pulled out her phone and started filming.
I thought I saw the picture move. Oh my God, I did see it move. What was that? Oh my God. Oh, this gave me the chills. Oh man. Okay. That's the pots and pans moving. Why are the pots and pans moving? Oh my God. Shit.
The painting continued to shift rhythmically, as if nudged by invisible hands. She decided to check the kitchen next, and what she found made her stop in her tracks. The pot and pan rack hanging from the ceiling was swinging steadily, as if recently pushed. Then, as if on cue, something suddenly fell from the tabletop with a loud thud. There was no one else in the house, no tremor, no reason for anything to be moving. Shaken by what she saw and felt, she reviewed the footage and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Since that night, she's kept her camera close and her lights on, unsure what might happen next. James and Tyler were just out looking for a thrill, exploring an old, supposedly haunted house they'd heard rumors about for years. With their gear, camera ready, they decided to film the whole thing from the moment they stepped inside.
So, let's go in the house. Do we go in the warehouse or the...
Let's go in the regular house.
Alright.
What the hell? Dude, seriously. Whatever happened to this fucking house?
I don't know.
Look at your stairway. What is that?
I think it used to be a garage or something.
No, because the garage was that. It had to be.
Yeah, that's like a warehouse, man.
Look at the roof, it's all fucked up.
Where?
In there, shit, look.
Oh, yeah.
Door. What the? Look at that shit.
Huh?
There's glass. There's an oven. There's an oven door.
Where?
In the middle of the living room.
The roof is off. Holy shit! Dude! Oh my... Go! I could have sworn a person. Dude, there's a person. Holy shit. Yeah, there is. Nick, I'm not...
The footage shows the inside of the house in total disrepair, dust, broken furniture, and rubble scattered across every room. As they move through the chaos, the one holding the camera pans upward, and that's when it happens. A faint, ghostly figure walks silently across the landing above them. It's transparent, slow, and eerily calm. The boys freeze for a moment in disbelief before panic takes over. They bolt out of the house, slipping on the debris as they sprint toward the front door. Outside, they barely catch their breath before vowing never to go back. Whatever that thing was, it was enough to make them stop laughing about ghosts for good. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, they signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
So we're here at Garland High School right now. We're looking for a ghost because apparently a girl died in the cafeteria and we're trying to find her.
She was a big bitch. She was at a dance.
Yeah, and
so they say she's wearing this long, flowy dress. Looks kind of ethereal or something.
Yeah,
ethereal, you know, like ghosty or angel-y.
I don't know, but so we're trying to find something and we don't know what we're trying to find exactly. And so we think she died here, obviously, because this is where the hell the dance is. And
What the f*** is that? Oh my god.
What was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear that?
Oh my god, help! Dude.
What?
Oh my god. What is that?
What?
Did you see it?
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick, but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All three scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. A husband and wife were getting ready to put their daughter in bed one night when something nobody expected happened. The time was 9 p.m. and the husband started asking his daughter if she was ready for bed, and the energetic girl denied this. Every single time he asked, she would beg for 5 more minutes, and eventually, the wife left the room to go to bed and left the husband to it. This is what happened.
Hey girlie, you ready to take a nap? No. No? 5 more minutes, then we have to go sleep, okay? We're gonna have to turn Peppa Pig off. No. I'm sorry, I know.
Out of nowhere, the toy cabinet behind the gate opened and spilled its contents onto the floor in an aggressive manner. Neither the girl or father knew what caused this to happen, but they both ran to tell the mother of the family very quickly. From this point and forwards, the little girl has nightmares about ghosts, and I pray that they end up coming to a halt sooner rather than later. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, They signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
Like, I swear to God, there's something in my closet. This just keeps making noise. I don't know if y'all, like, heard that or anything, but I swear. I know, like, look. Oh my God. There's, like, no one doing that. That's... What the hell? Dude. Oh my God. Okay, I know I'm not crazy. This happened the past 4 nights. Everyone keeps saying I'm crazy. Oh my God. Oh.
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick, but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All 3 scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. Two little girls were sitting at the dinner table, enjoying their meal, while their mom kept an eye on them from across the room. Everything seemed normal at first, but one of the girls suddenly stopped eating and stared past the camera, her expression turning from confused to terrified.
Finish eating.
When I'm done, can we get our fries?
Yeah.
I just... what? Don't scare me.
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all. What was that?
I'm scared.
What are you doing? Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls. Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
She pointed towards something in the corner, insisting she saw something, while her sister laughed and teased her for being scared. But then the girl screamed and bolted into their mom's arms, shaking. The laughter quickly stopped when the second girl looked in the same direction and her smile vanished. Her face twisted in fear as she too ran crying into her mother's arms. But the strange thing is, neither their mom nor the camera caught anything unusual in that direction. Whatever they saw, it wasn't visible to anyone else in the room. After that night, both girls refused to eat in that room again. Angel Martinez was a man with no superstitious beliefs whatsoever, but when he heard about a haunted complex from his brother, he had to investigate. Roughly 2 months ago, his brother was forced to move out of the house because his parents started charging a ridiculous rent, so he went to stay in a small and cheap apartment complex. This was a big move for him, and he was super nervous, and this only enhanced when he realized the place was haunted. He kept informing Angel Martinez of this, and despite having no belief, Angel trusted his brother more than anyone else, so agreed to come and check it out, and he actually found something. Take a look.
Entonces, ¿qué es eso que se escucha? ¿Qué es eso que se escucha? Bueno. Hola, 100 puntos. Hola, 100 puntos.
For quite some time, nothing happened, and Angel was seriously considering that his brother might have started going crazy. But then, the event took place. A ghostly apparition walked across the second floor of the complex, and it was very obviously not human. You'd expect Angel to become scared and run away after this though, but he didn't. He stayed strong. Next, he decided to walk around the back to the area that used to be a school, and the room there has not been occupied for 15 years. This might just be why.
Mira, estoy grabando esto. Bueno, estoy un poco asustado, pero igual. Mira, esa aula está enllavada, pero esa luz quedó encendida cuando se fueron. Ya el colegio tiene mucho abandonado. Mira, la luz se enciende y se apaga cuando yo estoy largo, pero cuando yo me acerco, mira lo que pasa. Ahorita se enciende y se apaga. Ahora mira, ahorita cuando me acerco, mira. Mira, yo sé que puede ser una falla porque está ese cepo parpadeando. Ajá, yo lo entiendo. Pero yo no entiendo por qué cuando yo me acerco, mira, no ha parpadeado ni una vez. Y el aula está enllavada porque así la dejaron los maestros. Ahora mira cuando yo es que ando tartamudo de lo asustado que estoy. Ahora mira cuando yo me alejo. Mira, ¿ya viste? Mira. Ahora mira cuando me acerco. Mira. Nada. Ahora mira ahorita que es que estoy tartamudeando. Ahora mira ahorita que me aleje. Ahí está. No fregué. No creo que sea un defecto del aula. Mira, se apagó. No creo que sea un defecto del aula, pero lo que voy a hacer es que me voy a encerrar allá donde estoy cuidando. Es que mira, aquí es bien oscuro. A veces hasta esa luz le agarra así. A todas las luces le agarra así. Mira, sigue parpadeando, mira. Ahora si yo me acerco rápido, corriendo, para no darle tiempo. Nada, mira. ¡Ah! Ahí está. Ya no se volvió a apagar.
The lights were flickering as if there was some sort of electrical issue, but it was too coincidental that it stopped whenever Angel walked away. This place was haunted as hell, and he could resonate with his brother now and help to convince the wider family. A man was working late one night on his small business setup at home when he started to hear a faint but repetitive knocking sound. At first, he thought it was just the house settling or maybe something outside. But as the knocking persisted, he began tracing the sound and realized it was coming from a cabinet across the room. Curious and slightly uneasy, he pulled out his phone and began to record.
Yeah, I've been hearing fucking knocking sounds coming from this room. You hear that? Oh my god. What the f? Hello? Hello? Yo, what the fuck, bro? Hello? Hello?
I'm fucking out of here, bro. Fuck this.
In the video, the cabinet door suddenly opens itself just a crack. He walks over cautiously, then opens the door fully, only to find it completely empty. There was no mechanism, no airflow, no trick, just an eerie silence as the camera catches him backing away. After the encounter, he decided to leave the workspace for the night. Though he tried to brush it off, he later admitted to friends that the moment felt unnatural, and he's been hesitant to work in that room after dark ever since. A man on TikTok had been relaxing at home when he heard strange sounds coming from upstairs. It wasn't the usual creaks or settling. It sounded like movement. Instead of brushing it off, he decided to film and share what was happening with his followers. Grabbing his phone, he headed to the top of the stairs and stood at the end of the hallway. Here is what he was able to capture.
Alright, tell me I'm a crack. Every time I turn off the light, there's like a shadow there. Watch. You see that? What the f? What the f? Tell me I'm not a crack, dude. Hell no. What the f? Dude, I'm out of here. Ma.
He pans the camera across the hall to show that no one is there, then focuses on one specific doorway. As he turns the light off, a shadowy figure appears in the frame, standing motionless. He flips the light back on, nothing. Off again, the shadow is back. He does this several times, each time getting more anxious as the figure disappears and reappears with the flick of the switch. Eventually, without saying a word, he turns the camera away and quickly leaves the house. After posting the clip, his followers were quick to flood the comments with theories, ranging from a trick of the light to something far more unsettling. The man later explained he had never experienced anything like that before, and still doesn't have an explanation. Since the video, he hasn't spent the night alone in that house and is thinking about moving out altogether if it ever happens again.